big problem?
Godspeed?
Man, he's fast.
We need a new plan.
We have a perimeter breach.
Too late.
It's a trap.
Please. Please. Gods of the speed, I guess, forces. Speed Force, please. Let this be good. How's it going, my fellow species? Welcome to a brand new Flash video. So today's a little bit of an interesting one. I don't even know what to call it, really. It's kind of talking about the Godspeed trailer, obviously, for next week. That's the main takeaway from this. But obviously, there's been people wondering about my last week's Flash review and this week's, because I said I was going to review it this week's. But as for last week's episode with Cecile and stuff, don't get me wrong, like, there was some bits, but, like, come on. And then for this latest episode, the Allegra one, which didn't really even have Barry in it, like after the Cisco episode, obviously that I know he left in that one, there's mixed opinions about that, but then we had the Cecile one and the Mindscape, and now this one with Allegra, and I don't feel like that. Do I really need to talk about them? I just not really know. So I'm reviewing next week's, and that's kind of what this video is about. Because that trailer, look, I don't want to get ahead of myself or jump the gun. I really don't, because you know, with the way the Flash has been going, I feel like I'm a bit smarter than that. However, to give credit where credit's due, this trailer does feel like more of that familiar tone of which not every fan, but a lot of fans who have been reciprocating my thoughts in recent breakdowns have been wanting. Now, yeah, as I said, I don't want to jump the gun, and I feel the need to repeat this because there's a trailer that has a bit more of a dramatic vibe, doesn't really change anything, but this vibe with that trailer is exactly what I think, you know, just to try and personify what we've been missing. That kind of edge. You just don't get that with the kind of material that we've been getting. I don't want to really also jump the gun just in terms of this Godspeed storyline anyway, because, you know, I not sound pessimistic, but the same writers who have kind of, for lack of a better way to put this, I don't want to sound harsh, but it's just how a lot of people are feeling, disappointed us this season and last season, are still the same writers who are handling this Godspeed storyline. But, you know, I have to wait to judge it until I've seen it, otherwise it's just not fair. Who knows, they really could pull it out the bag. But at the same time there as well, it's only like 4 episodes, I believe, give or take. I think it's around then. Like, so, we've had all of that Forces storyline after the Mirror Master, Mirror Mistress, Mirror Monarch, or whatever you want to call it thing. And now, right as we get to the thing we kind of wanted, there's just like 4 episodes. And even then, we've got the 150th episode with XS Nora Allen returning and the introduction of Bart Allen. And, you know, we've got Jay Garrick coming back in that episode as well. So, not to say that that's not going to be cool, because I actually really liked Nora West Allen and the dynamic of that season. There's a lot I didn't like about that with Cicada and stuff, but I still liked that. What I'm trying to say here is that the Godspeed storyline that we've got coming, even though this trailer does give me the tonal vibes that I've been dying to see with Eric Wallace's charge of the show for a long time, I'm just thinking that with just 4 episodes, it's not going to last very long. And then when you've got this 150th episode, I wonder if there's going to be all too much to this Godspeed storyline than what we were kind of wanting. So all I'm going to say there is, if you're really hoping for such a redemption with the Godspeed arc, just don't get your hopes up too high. I would just say temper them realistically. And I only mean this in like the best kind of advice, because I don't want people to be disappointed, especially given the context of what we've seen so far. And now, you know, that we've got 4 episodes of what I've detailed in between all of that. Just don't be surprised if there isn't as much to this as what you've wanted. I mean, it can still be really cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just, I think people have been craving this kind of dramatic storyline, maybe with a speedster, or even if it's not a speedster, someone like Cobalt Blue or something, for a little bit longer. It's just like, why did we spend so much time on the Forces when this could have been longer than 4 episodes, the Godspeed stuff? And that's something we need to kind of tap into as well. I really hope, in these 4 episodes, they do really pull out the bag, because A, quite frankly, they have to, for a lot of us fans, a big majority of us who are just kind of through with the way things are right now. But B, they've actually teased this arc for a long ass time. If I remember correctly, Godspeed came in season 6 episode 1. That's how long this arc has been going on for. We cannot forget that. That's a long time ago. Season 6 Episode 1, in that introductory scene, remember when Barry caught him? It's another Godspeed clone. He's been catching them all summer. And then, I believe, there was obviously that other episode with Pied Piper. They realized that it's yet another Godspeed clone, but we got a little bit more clues to that in terms of how the Godspeed, the actual speedster who sent him or whatever, sent this Godspeed clone because he wants infinite velocity. Which is interesting. He actually used the word velocity. So, once again, that was another thread just left dangling. And ever since then, it's been like a long-ass time. So I really hope that they don't forget about that. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying it's been a long time, and it just feels like only a few episodes, which consists of a massive kind of distraction episode with Jay Garrick. And yeah, you could say that XS, Bart Allen, and Jay Garrick help with the Godspeed thing. I'm sure they will. All I'm trying to say is it might not be as focused on because it's the 150th episode. All of that to wrap up in only the tail end of this season. I just guess I'm a bit apprehensive about it, but I guess if I look on the other side of the fence, which I always try and do, like I really do, this could mean that every episode is really engaging because we've only got a short amount of time with Godspeed before The Flash Season 7 ends, so to be optimistic here about The Flash, it could be very, very interesting each and every episode, which I'm bloody hoping it will be. Now, the synopsis does tease an army of Godspeeds attacking Central City for next week's episode in episode 15. It also says that Chilblain has been released from prison and claims to be reformed, but Frost has her doubts. Like, who gives a flying crap about that now? Like, I mean, maybe you do. Look, maybe you do, but I don't. This Chilblain thing, Jesus. All I keep going back to is when he's just like got that jacket on with his abs down. It's like, you like what you see, Frost? And then they have the little dance and it's like, you like what you see? It's just like, shh. That right there is what I want to erase out of my head from The Flash, and this kind of trailer is what I want to soak in from The Flash, but the Chilblain stuff is to what I just took the piss out of. Yes, I know I was taking the piss out of it, but that actually happened, and yeah, that's what, like, that personifies parts of what The Flash is today, and either way, like, scooping that aside, I'm trying to be optimistic here about the Godspeed stuff. I wanted to do a Flash video anyway today, because obviously there's no reviews at the minute, until next week. So, yeah, Army of Godspeeds. The trailer doesn't show a whole bunch other than just like, I'm glad it shows the seriousness of the matter. We see Godspeed arrive in a little control room location. I mean, who knows really where this could be? I mean, whether that's Argus or some other kind of control room. Whether this is the real Godspeed, because there are still clones, so if there is an army of Godspeeds attacking Central City this episode, I mean, obviously we're going to get the real Godspeed, who's a different casted actor to the one that we saw way back when he first arrived in The Flash. But yeah, Army insinuates we're getting the real one, who wants this infinite velocity, but also with his clones, I'm guessing, and that might be something very problematic to deal with this episode for Team Flash. And it looks like there might be such an assault from this army of Godspeeds, which makes sense that there's even a force field around Star Labs in this one image, because they're in the control room of Star Labs, the main room, and there seems to be that image on the screen, and I'm pretty sure that is, yeah, the shape of Star Labs. So there's a little kind of bubble shield, Harry Potter style around Hogwarts over Star Labs. Just rewatching it again right now, like, this is what I mean. Like, I don't want to get carried away because I'm not that naive. Like, even though I see, like, the Barry, like, come on, you know, the emotions and the acting chops coming out, that's, like, what gets me giddy. That's the kind of stuff that I've been looking forward to seeing again. But, you know, I'm still going to have to temper my expectations, because otherwise, if they're too high, I'm just going to be set up for disappointment. But I'm really hoping that this brings a bit more gravity, serious stakes to this season, which is very much so needed. I guess they try and put stakes on the previous stuff, but, like, it didn't really matter. Like, I'd never felt like a proper threat, and it's been like that for a long time now. The only other thing I'm kind of apprehensive about is, for me, tolerating Chilblain throughout this episode, because, you know, we see him in this trailer and we're gonna have to deal with him. I don't find Killer Frost's subplot here interesting. Fair enough if you're a big Killer Frost fan. I was a Killer Frost fan in the past, but I feel like what they do with her now is very questionable. I don't really know what more to say. I just wanted to check in with you guys. You know, I'm just looking at this trailer, maybe you're seeing it on screen right now, and it's just, yeah, these are the vibes I want. It's just a shame that this wasn't, you know, I guess given a bit more time, and maybe that sounds contradictory for me to say, because I want shorter things, but, like, what I'm trying to say there is more than 4 episodes. But I understand this season was cut short to the COVID situation, and maybe, if anything, I should be grateful that it's not too many more episodes, because otherwise we would have had, like, 3 filler episodes in a row until we got to the next Godspeed chapter that gave us the next plot point, if that makes sense. And I rather look at this as if there's only 4 episodes, well, we're going to get nice chunks of drama, I'm guessing. What did you think of the tone of this trailer? I would love to know your thoughts, because I know a lot of you are on board with the criticisms and the feedback I give each week on The Flash, which is good to see that I'm not just alone here. Are you excited for it as well with the tone of the trailer? But at the same time, you're not trying to be kind of naive to the extent that just because they're showing this series-esque trailer doesn't mean that the episode will be everything that we're hoping it to be, but we're still trying to remain optimistic. And do you have any theories anyway? How do you think this Godspeed thing is going to end? I mean, maybe that's too early to say because we don't really know other than the infinite velocity that he seeks, plus if that's even the plot thread anymore, like, because that was set up ages ago, but I hope the writers are carrying on the original mission of this Godspeed. Other than that, though, everyone, reviews and breakdowns will be back next week. I am for sure reviewing next week's episode. I just trust that a lot of you understand as to why this week's episode and last week's episode, I just feel like, no, like, I'm not going to review that anymore. Like, it's pointless. Absolutely pointless. Like, there's 0 point anymore to stuff like that. But this, I can get on board with. So, like this video if you did enjoy it, just for a little update, because lots of people keep asking me about it. So here you are. Here's my thoughts on the current situation, because it's been a couple of weeks now. Subscribe for more Flash videos like this. I've been uploading crazy recently, so make sure you're checking out all the videos on the channel. Links, as always, are in the top pinned comment, where you can find my Discord server. You can follow me on Twitter. There's a Facebook page. There's even Patreon and other places you can support me. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you fellow speedsters in the next video. Goodbye.